What if I told you that one of the biggest financial institutions in the world, with over $600 billion in assets, collapsed overnight, sending shockwaves through the global economy? Or that a Silicon Valley startup, once valued at $9 billion, was exposed as one of the largest frauds in tech history? Prepare to be amazed as we delve into the jaw-dropping stories of 5 corporate scandals that rocked the business world. From millions of fake accounts being created at a major US bank, to the largest oil spill in history, devastating marine ecosystems and local economies, these scandals show just how far companies will go to chase profits, and the devastating consequences when they crash and burn. And if you think your data is safe, think again. The Cambridge Analytica scandal revealed how millions of Facebook users had their personal information exploited without consent, changing the face of privacy forever. Curious yet? Welcome to Satoshi Finance, where we break down complex finance topics to educate and empower you on your journey to financial freedom. In this video, we'll explore 5 of the biggest corporate disasters that cost billions, destroyed reputations, and reshaped entire industries. Lehman Brothers, once a giant in the global financial sector, made history in 2008 by filing for the largest bankruptcy ever recorded in the United States, with $600 billion in assets. The firm's downfall was largely attributed to its aggressive investment in subprime mortgages, a risky form of lending to borrowers with poor credit histories. This strategy not only contributed to the rapid inflation of the housing bubble, but also left Lehman Brothers heavily exposed when the bubble burst. As home prices plummeted, default rates on these subprime mortgages soared, causing massive losses for the firm. Unable to recover, Lehman's collapse sent shockwaves through the financial system. The failure of Lehman Brothers played a pivotal role in the global financial crisis of 2008, which left economies around the world in turmoil. The bankruptcy wiped out investors, leading to widespread financial losses and eroding trust in major financial institutions. Additionally, the fallout from Lehman's collapse resulted in massive job losses across the banking sector and beyond, triggering a domino effect of financial instability that affected millions of people worldwide. Governments and central banks were forced to step in with unprecedented bailouts and stimulus measures to prevent further economic collapse. Elizabeth Holmes, a Stanford University dropout, founded Theranos in 2003 with the ambitious goal of revolutionizing the healthcare industry. She promised that Theranos' innovative blood testing technology could run a wide array of tests using just a few drops of blood, a claim that, if true, would make diagnostic testing faster, cheaper, and more accessible. Holmes quickly became a Silicon Valley darling, raising over $700 million from investors and achieving a peak valuation of $9 billion for Theranos. She was often compared to tech luminaries like Steve Jobs and graced the covers of numerous magazines, touted as the youngest self-made female billionaire. However, the facade of Theranos' success began to crumble in 2015 when investigative journalist John Carreyrou of the Wall Street Journal published a series of articles revealing that the company's technology was not only flawed, but also incapable of delivering on its promises. It was uncovered that Theranos had been using commercially available machines for most of its tests, contrary to its claims of revolutionary proprietary technology. As more whistleblowers came forward and regulatory bodies scrutinized the company's practices, it became evident that Holmes and her partner, Ramesh Sunny Balwani, had engaged in extensive deception to secure funding and partnerships. This scandal led to criminal charges against Holmes and Balwani for wire fraud and conspiracy to commit wire fraud. By 2018, Theranos had dissolved, marking one of the most dramatic falls from grace in Silicon Valley history. If you've made it this far, consider taking a moment to subscribe to our channel. Subscribing is absolutely free, and you can always change your mind. We have a wealth of financial insights and exciting discussions lined up for you. Your support not only helps us reach a broader audience, but also motivates us to continue creating high-quality content that educates and empowers viewers like you. So, hit that subscribe button, stay tuned, and join us on this journey towards financial empowerment. Thank you for being a part of our community. The Wells Fargo fake account scandal of 2016 exposed a deeply flawed corporate culture driven by aggressive sales targets. In an effort to meet unrealistic quotas, employees opened millions of unauthorized bank accounts and credit cards in customers' names without their knowledge or consent. Customers were not only misled, but many were also charged fees for accounts and services they never requested. This fraudulent activity, which spanned several years, was a direct result of pressure from upper management to meet sales goals, creating a toxic environment where employees felt compelled to commit unethical practices to keep their jobs. As the scandal came to light, the fallout was swift and severe. Wells Fargo fired over 5,000 employees involved in the misconduct, and the bank faced public outrage for betraying its customers' trust. The financial penalties were staggering, with the company being forced to pay billions in fines and settlements to regulators and affected customers. Beyond the financial losses, Wells Fargo's reputation took a massive hit, with long-lasting damage to its brand and customer loyalty. The scandal also led to increased scrutiny of corporate governance and business ethics across the financial industry, serving as a cautionary tale of the dangers of prioritizing short-term profits over ethical practices. The Facebook Cambridge Analytica data breach, which came to light in 2018, revealed one of the most significant privacy violations in the digital age. Cambridge Analytica, a political consulting firm, harvested the personal data of millions of Facebook users without their consent. This data was then used to create detailed psychological profiles, which were leveraged to influence major political campaigns, including the 2016 US presidential election and the Brexit referendum in the UK. By targeting voters with personalized ads and messages, Cambridge Analytica played a role in shaping public opinion and electoral outcomes, raising alarms about the unchecked power of data manipulation in politics. The scandal sparked a global outcry over data privacy and the responsibility of tech companies to protect user information. As the scale of the breach became public, Facebook faced widespread criticism for its lax data security practices and its failure to notify users about the misuse of their personal information. The breach resulted in a significant loss of trust in Facebook, forcing CEO Mark Zuckerberg to testify before Congress. His testimony underscored the urgent need for stronger privacy protections and regulation in the tech industry. The Cambridge Analytica scandal also prompted greater scrutiny of how data is collected, shared, and used, leading to new privacy laws and a growing public awareness of the risks associated with digital data exploitation. The BP Deepwater Horizon oil spill, which occurred in 2010, remains the largest marine oil spill in history, with over 200 million gallons of crude oil pouring into the Gulf of Mexico. The disaster unfolded after an explosion on the Deepwater Horizon oil rig, which killed 11 workers and caused the rig to sink. For 87 days, oil gushed into the Gulf, contaminating vast stretches of ocean and coastline. The spill had catastrophic consequences for marine life, with countless fish, birds, and other wildlife dying from the toxic effects of the oil. Local economies, particularly those reliant on fishing and tourism, were devastated as the environment became uninhabitable for wildlife and unsustainable for business. BP was held accountable for gross negligence and faced billions of dollars in fines and compensation claims, including a $20 billion settlement to cover cleanup costs, damages to affected industries, and environmental restoration. Despite BP's efforts to rehabilitate the region, the environmental impact of the spill is still being felt today. Marine ecosystems have struggled to recover, and the long-term damage to biodiversity, including coral reefs and fish populations, continues to raise concerns. The Deepwater Horizon disaster not only highlighted the risks associated with deep-sea oil drilling, but also emphasized the need for stricter regulations and safety measures to prevent such devastating environmental catastrophes in the future. In the world of big business, the stakes are incredibly high, and as we've seen, the consequences of corporate misconduct can be devastating. From the collapse of Lehman Brothers, which sent shockwaves through the global financial system, to the downfall of Theranos, built on deception and false promises, these scandals remind us how unchecked ambition and greed can destroy entire companies. The Wells Fargo fake account scandal exposed the dangers of a corporate culture driven by profit at any cost, while the Facebook Cambridge Analytica data breach raised vital questions about privacy in the digital age. And then there's the BP Deepwater Horizon oil spill, a tragic example of how cutting corners in safety can have catastrophic, long-lasting effects on both the environment and human livelihoods. What all these scandals have in common is the far-reaching impact they've had, not just on the companies involved, but on millions of people and even entire industries. They've reshaped regulations, damaged reputations, and caused financial and emotional distress for countless individuals. But they also serve as important lessons in accountability and the need for ethical decision-making in the business world. As consumers and investors, it's a reminder that trust is fragile, and when it's broken, the fallout can be monumental. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel for more insightful content and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.